Yes, guys, thank you for joining and welcome to episode 3 of the Daily Dose podcast. This week we have got Academy 2018 winner LSDean. How's it going, man?
Good, man. How's it going with you?
Not too bad, just trying to stay busy through this weird lockdown period, but yeah, not too bad at all. But we've got a few questions to get through anyway, mate, but I know you've made some preparations, so I'm looking forward to the answers. But how was it that you got into battle rap originally? Like, did you find something online, or was it something that you've been aware about before those days? Like, what got you into battle rap?
I mean, I knew URL from like Smack and that. Like everyone like used to know Smack DVDs and that. So like I heard about it. I didn't really watch that much. And then when URL was like Summer Madness, that was like Summer Madness 2. Like that was like I'd seen that online and stuff. Like on like I used to be big into like hip hop blogs. So I'd kind of watched a bit of that. Maybe before that, I can't really remember the times up. But Drake showing up at DNA Diz was like the big thing that I was like, because it was everywhere. It was like Drake showed up for a rap battle. So I was kind of, from then I was like looking at a lot of King of the Dot, and then I kind of reverse engineered Dog Flop through that. Like the Dog Flop guys who were on King of the Dot through that, and like, oh shit, this is happening in England too.
Right, yeah, I mean, the Smack DVD days was like, that's a bit before my time, like, as a battle fan.
It was before my time too, but I'd known of it, because you could not know of it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I was always aware that it was happening, but didn't really follow, if that makes sense. But, yeah, nice, man. But you're more into URL than most other leagues, is that correct?
Yeah, that's shit that I usually gravitate to. I don't know, I feel like right now it's not even like a question. Like they are the best league right now, and then I'd put Premier and iBattle, King of the Dot, will be like in a separate tier. But I don't know, they've always had the battles that I've gravitated to the most. I was really big into that punchline style for a while. So yeah, that was always the thing that I watched the most of, because it was kind of the most unraveled.
Yeah, I understand that. Like, for me personally, URL is kind of, I wouldn't really gravitate towards URL as a whole, but you can't deny that they're the biggest league in the world, and they've hands down achieved the most in terms of the battle culture as well. But
yeah.
Have you caught much of this caffeine merger so far? Like, how's that working? I downloaded the app but haven't opened it since, so I don't really know what's going on with it.
Yeah, on the night that app wasn't really working, so I kind of just tuned out and just watched that shit later. But like, I don't know, it's like, it's an awkward thing, because when you get larger industries involved with battle rap, obviously the paychecks go up, which is good for the MCs, and it's good for the quality of the battle, because if the MCs are getting paid more and they have any fucking sense of that, they'll actually write their shit better, because they won't have to be doing like all their other jobs, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
But sometimes certain MCs aren't really that logical with it, so.
No.
But like when you have guys like Geeky, who's just like, he goes underrated just how professional he is with everything. He's obviously just taken that big check and been like, right, I can focus on this, and it showed on that night when it just won clearly.
Do you know what? On the subject of Geechee, man, like, I was having this conversation with Nugget yesterday. Like, in my opinion, Geechee's rise to the top has been, it's been so quick, but also I think he's the best battler in the world right now.
I'm already of the opinion that I'm like, ready to see where I put him on my Mount Rushmore. He's definitely the best of this era, and he's looking like he's going to be back-to-back champion. Like, could do a three-peat. I don't think we've ever seen someone rise this quickly and just be this dominant. So
no, 100%.
He's going to be an all-time great.
Yeah, he's like. We were saying yesterday, me and Nugget, like, we're both with URL. We both have like the battlers that we like to watch, and we don't really follow it apart from that in that sense. But he was saying like he's not a big Arsenal fan. He's not a big like Calico fan, things like that. But I was saying he needs to watch any battle that involves Geechee, just because it brings the best out of everyone that he faces. Like.
Oh yeah,
the Arsenal battle.
It's like prime Man United. Every game Man United played was the other team's FA Cup final.
Yeah, 100%.
Anyone who battles Geechee, apart from Twerk, puts their fucking all into it.
Yeah, I've not heard anything great about the Twerk battle, to be fair, but apart from that,
it's a shame. But I also think they did it so early because rematches are such a big thing in battle rap now. Like, they can just do that as a trilogy, you know what I mean? Like, next year do another one, then wait 2 years and do a final one.
Yeah, definitely.
That's kind of like more in the business model now, especially when you have King of the Dot doing back-to-back title shots, the same match.
Yeah, and you know, as long as the artists, well, as long as the battlers think that they can make it work, then for me, like I agree with most people on the King of the Dot title. Like, it was a bit ridiculous putting them against each other again within. I mean, it was within less than 6 months of the previous title shot, I think. But the battle was still good.
For a rematch to make sense, it's got to either switch lead. I guess they switched location, but it's still America.
Yeah.
And there's got to be a huge narrative reason, and there was only one of those.
Yeah, I do agree. But yeah, it's Geechee has got to be champion of the year in my opinion. Anyway, I don't think anybody else even comes close. Like,
for me, it's not even a debate now. It's just a debate of how far up in the all-time rankings is he.
Yeah.
He's already in my top 10 ever. Like,
I think he might even be top 5 for me, actually. I think he might even be top 5 for me, actually.
Yeah. It's like, you know, how many years into his career really is he? It's not ridiculous to say things like that. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is mad. But yeah, I'm hoping we get to see him in the UK fairly soon. He seems to be keeping himself out of trouble in that sense. So hopefully it won't be long until he gets a passport and can make his way over. But who would you want to see him against over here? Who makes the most sense to you?
He's over here in terms of our guys.
Yeah.
Because I have him on my dream card, which we were going to talk about later, but it wasn't against a British person. I guess, like, you have to say Shotty just for the levels of talent, but I'd really like to see him and Jem.
Yeah.
I feel like Jem definitely cracked the right angles for him. Jem's got that mix of punchlines, but also he's got that humour in there. So yeah, Shotty or Jem, and I think stylistically, Jem might be more entertaining, whereas Shotty will just perform, and it's just going to be the feel of the room at the time. But even then, Shotty appeals to every room in the UK, so...
Oh, definitely, yeah. You weren't were you at the All-Star game?
I wasn't.
No.
I wasn't.
I remember.
Me versus Kojay was supposed to happen there, but it ended up being delayed.
Yeah. I was speaking to. I went to the event and got into London way earlier than I should have, and went to like a Wetherspoons round the corner from the venue, and a couple of people were saying there's a surprise battle, and it turned out to be you versus Kojay, and then we got to the venue and there wasn't really an announcement about it. It just didn't happen. But Yeah, it was a shame, man. What happened there then? Why didn't it go down at All Star?
It's actually funny. I guess I can like say now. Yeah, just Koji had some personal issues and it got delayed. I was kind of like. Maverick actually told me, and it was funny because in public I was like, "Oh fuck, Connor for not showing up to this." Like literally, like he sent me a voice note like, "Oh, Koji's not coming in that," and the next voice note I sent to him was just, "Thank fuck," because I was not prepared whatsoever.
Oh, really?
I had my rounds, but at that time, just getting them in was just impossible. So it's kind of a blessing in disguise, like. A whole third, which everyone thinks is like the best round versus Koji, that was written after December. That was written in like February. So yeah, it kind of worked out for the best, really.
No, that's fair enough. Then it was the event for me. It was good. I really enjoyed the event, but I'm sure Premier Battles were as well. I was pretty disappointed in how little people came. Like there was a decent crowd there, don't get me wrong, but I just expected, for Shotty's return after so long out, I thought they'd sell that venue out, man, and I think they probably did about 50% maybe, but yeah, it was a weird one. I think I don't think we're ever going to get it back to the way it was originally.
It's a tough one, but you just gotta. I don't know. I have no idea about events marketing or anything like that, so I wouldn't know how to properly sell an event out. But I feel like there's got to be a lot more partnerships between leagues. So like when a league like Premier goes down south, got to get like maybe some of the London leagues involved. Get some more grassroots there, because like before Apex, like people in Manny knew it was happening. You know what I mean? Like I could go to work and someone would be like, "Oh, I've seen there's a rap battle event happening in Manchester." Like people actually, it's hard under a northern-based league to get that word of mouth out there.
Yeah.
Like in someone else's city.
Definitely.
So I think there's got to be more of an onus going forward. Like I remember match day 2 last year in Leeds, attendance wasn't amazing, and it's like maybe we should do more with getting the regional people in these places that we visit. Maybe we've got to give them a slice of the pie, I don't know, or just try to give them an incentive to really push it there. Because we can't, like Premier, say can't, we're only from one city, which is one of the big disadvantages. Everyone's just money based.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, I don't think personally, like, I'm the same. I don't know a massive amount about marketing and stuff like that, but I don't think Prem could have done much of a better job than they have done. They've just, especially with the big events, they've had constant letdowns and no shows, and they must have lost so much money off it and all sorts. But I think they really have done the best they can, and it's
and a lot of those dropouts, it does take away the excitement for when a big event happens, because they did really well with All Star picking MCs that were actually going to show up, but it's still like when you see like 2-3 events in a row where the big Americans aren't coming over, you're not as excited anymore, because you're looking at it and you're like, all right, he's coming, he's not coming, he's coming, he's not coming. Like,
definitely, yeah.
Definitely a factor, turning people away from actually showing up to events.
Yeah, I completely agree. And even just looking at the job they did to save Apex, like it.
Oh, it's amazing.
I couldn't actually make the event. I was away on holiday while the event was on, unfortunately, but I got the pay-per-view while I was away, and just it was amazing that they still. Wow, I'm guessing the venue was pretty much sold out because it looked packed, and the atmosphere was
probably
still
about
great.
75%. Like it was, the turnout was amazing.
Yeah, and it just all the battles were fucking brilliant as well. They chose the perfect people to fill the card up, and just fair play to him for pulling it off after all those setbacks. Really. But in terms of yourself, mate, like obviously you're just off the back of the Koj battle, which was fucking really strong as well. Like personally, I have you winning that 2-1.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I thought Koj was going to edge it beforehand. I just thought because he'd been out for so long, I thought he was going to come back stronger than he did.
Everyone thought that, like, I'd been on such a big losing streak. I kind of felt bad for Koj because it's annoying when an MC completely switches it up, like, in terms of their style and their level, because you can only write for what you see.
Yeah, of course.
So he was writing for the Dean that had lost 3 battles in a row.
Yeah, but yeah.
I guess I was writing for Koj that had no show 3 battles in a row.
It's true, yeah. But yeah, I definitely had you taking it anyway. But who's next for you? Do you think? Like, who do you want? Say Premier Battles or I suppose Premier Battles don't really have a roster as such anymore. But like UK wise, is there anyone that you want next?
UK wise, Villain and iKid are definitely 2 I've wanted. I want to do a 2-on-2 session, either with Jay or Major, probably Jay. And then not UK but Ireland, Johnny Garcar definitely need to get it in.
Yeah.
But to be fair, he's at level to red flag, so maybe I don't want that.
Yeah, don't blame me. But yeah, he was fucking incredible in that red flag battle. But nice. But yeah, I personally, I don't know about Villain. Like, his last few performances have just. It doesn't seem like he's on battling anymore. Like, I don't think he's.
Yeah.
Like the oops, and then the battle before that he battled. Have you seen the Trouble battle? I think it was on Gift of the Gab.
Yeah, Trouble was really good.
Trouble was fucking really good. Yeah, he surprised me in that. I'd not seen much of him
That's
before.
That's someone I would battle as well.
Yeah, that'd be a good battle actually. I like that. But yeah, you versus Trouble or iKid, I think would be a really good matchup. But
it's just taking suggestions at the moment because there's barely anyone still about. Like, I'd like to battle Hulk, but it looks like he's only battling not Premier, for Don't Flop, I think. Like, usually battle for Premier, so it might be awkward getting it, figuring out where that had happened, and I don't think he'd particularly be interested in it.
No, that's fair. What about, how would you feel about Acre? That's a battle that I've wanted to see for quite a long time.
That'd be dope. That'd be seriously good.
I don't know if he's still battling either, to be completely honest, but I think you two would be fucking great, especially for, like, I know Prem want to do a lot of like small room events, don't they? And I think you and Acre would be amazing.
Yeah, it'd just be figuring out where to do it, because like I think if they did an event in Scotland, which I've been pushing for them to do for a while, you kind of want to give like the Acres and the Mackenzies a bigger shout.
Definitely. And also, I'd love for him to do an event in Scotland, just because we have to see Soul versus Respect BA, and it has to happen in Scotland, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, that'd be amazing. That's definitely one for them to think about.
Nice, but in terms of 5, say, bucket list matchups, like matchups that you really want, whether it's UK or overseas, who's on your list?
Yeah. So one I really want, like, if I want B-Dot.
Fuck,
that's
okay.
Someone who I have a lot of respect for, but I think I could figure out not how to beat, but I always think I could beat someone, you know what I mean? But I definitely think there's angles to use against B-Dot that people haven't.
Okay, yeah.
I think I could make a really good battle against him. All the UK I'd really super want is like Quill, just someone I've always taken inspiration from.
Right. Yeah, that's a
And
good
then the
battle
US
too.
ones, Danny Myers would be hilarious. That's the one I'd love to battle.
Yeah.
And then just the two people who I've watched more than anyone is just Chilla Jones. Obviously, he actually mentioned me against Major, which was a weird experience because that's the one like I always watch. And then Ava, like to me, that's like one of the best battlers ever.
Nice.
But I'm pretty sure Ava minimal effort against me.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's not been to the UK before, has he? I think I mean, 4 of the people that you've mentioned there haven't been to the UK, I don't think, and I think they're all people that are overdue to come here as well, but yeah, I think I agree with Verb, definitely. Verb's one of my all-time favourites personally. I know he gets a lot of stick, but I love it. Like, when
his style doesn't really work as much anymore, but when it worked, it was amazing.
Definitely.
It's funny because a lot of the URL cats like make fun of other leagues for just endlessly multi-ing, but like that's 90% of what Averb does, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Nothing Averb says makes any sense.
No, I do agree, kind of, but I mean, a lot of people say that Twerk bodied Verb, and for me, I do think Twerk beat him, but I think it's way closer than people.
Yeah, that's one of my favourite battles of recent times, to be fair.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it's fucking great. But when Premier Battles originally put out, like I can't remember what it was, like a post or a poll or something asking who people thought Shotty should battle for his return. For me, it was Verb. I would love to see Shotty against Verb.
I swear that was booked at one point, but didn't end up happening.
Oh shit, really? I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure that's why Ava Caustic ended up happening. Because it was supposed to be Shotty, then something happened last minute. Like,
that's
don't
mad.
quote me on that, but I think that's like what was the original plan.
Crazy. That would have been fucking, especially back then as well, that would have been fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, that's definitely one, because I mean, Shotty's great at that, like, delivering a theme, like a narrative. He kind of gets underrated for it. That's like, I wouldn't necessarily call Shotty a punchline battler, even though he can punch. He kind of draws you in, and that's something that Averb is amazing at too. So if Averb actually gave him his due, that would be an all-timer.
Definitely. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, in terms of that list then, so I can't remember who it was you battled. I think it was the Briggsy battle. You mentioned that you really wanted Mr. Wavy. Is that still something that interests you?
That was kind of, it started out as a joke because me and Flawless just we kept on quoting "Welcome to McDonald's" for like a year, and it was just like a running joke, LSDean versus Mr. Wavy, because it was just such a funny idea. Like, what would that even look like as a battle? And it kind of ended up annoying people.
Right.
Like, the idea of that annoyed people, which obviously got us to just double down and say it even more. Because I don't think people got that. We weren't actually suggesting it. Like, if it happened, I wouldn't say no, but we weren't actually suggesting it. It was just funny as fuck to think about.
Yeah. No, to be honest, I don't know a huge amount about him. Like, the last battle of his I saw was, I think, was John. And
yeah,
I mean, it didn't go very well for him, to be fair, but
John's got a history of taking out my favourites, man.
yeah. Who else is there then?
Jack Boy was one of my absolute favourites, and now he's just completely fallen off.
Yeah.
And John kind of put him out of his misery.
I did actually, though. I saw a Jack Boy battle probably about a month or two ago. I can't remember what the league was called now. It was the league where Tay-Rock battled T-Rex, if you saw that.
I can't remember what league that was.
Well, but Jack Boy battled on that same event. I'll see if I can find it on YouTube now, but he actually looked really strong again. Like, I was a big Jack Boy fan at first as well, but yeah, the John battle was a bit of an embarrassment in that sense. But yeah,
I think he's just got to stick to small rooms for a little while, because in the small room he's unbeatable. Like, in that band setting, he's absolutely phenomenal.
Definitely.
And then maybe test it out in the volume, see how he does there. But I think the jump was a bit quick just because of how much hype he had behind. You know, developing a battler is a really strange balance. You can't necessarily push people too far too quickly.
No, definitely.
Which
And
is something I learned last year.
breaking through on URL as well is a difficult thing to do nowadays. Like, you have
you
to have.
basically get one shot every 3 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if you fuck up, like.
There we go. It was Jack Boy versus Dre Dennis.
Oh, okay.
On the Battle Academy, the league was called, but yeah, it's if you haven't seen it, it's worth watching, man. Jack Boy was he was good.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I was watching a lot of Jack Boy at the start of last year. I just think he's got such cool cadence. It kind of draws you in.
Yeah, I completely agree.
That's why he does so well in those small rings. But it's so much. It's a different beast controlling the large crowd. Like, you can't really be intricate or try any. You kind of have to earn their attention.
Yeah, which unfortunately with URL nowadays is like doing something theatrical. Do you know what I mean? Like I was saying this to Crash yesterday. Like, I'm all for it with you. Like, URL battlers are doing it a lot at the moment, and like I'm all for it. But like, for me, some of it just annoys me a bit. Like the Space Jam thing with Twerk and Shug.
Oh man, that was hilarious. That was the moment they jumped the shark, though, or jumped the Shug. That's how we should describe it.
Yeah, definitely. But
that was like, okay, that's what this era is going to be known for now.
Yeah, no,
Which
I completely agree.
Might be why Geechee stands out so much, because he kind of really doesn't need to get into those tactics.
No, definitely. I mean, yeah, he's not done anything at all like that, I suppose, really, is he? But the Twerk and Shug thing, for me, like, it would be amazing, and I'd like it if any of the bars that they were saying at the same time actually made any sense. Do you know what I mean? Like, to me, it was just a bit fucking bizarre, and I don't get that. But
me and Jay always have an ninja, like, it doesn't really matter. Like, it's provocative. It gets the people going. I don't really, like, in the moment, I don't really care if shit makes sense.
No,
I'm just trying to be entertained.
And I can understand why the crowd would go crazy for it as well, because in the room, that's fucking funny. But like, when you, as a fan just watching it back online, like, to me, I just didn't find that was the biggest reaction of the battle anyway, like online. And
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's not something that I'm a huge fan of, if I'm honest. If it doesn't actually fit with the battle, if that makes sense. But yeah, in terms of like yourself anyway, like your battles so far, what would you say is your favorite battle that you've been involved in?
Me versus Koj was really fun. I really enjoyed a lot of what he said, but maybe the room wasn't perfect, so it's got to be me versus Major. Like, the room was so perfect, which is weird for a first battle. Usually the first battle isn't great just because the audience like might be restless, but this one they were just so excited to see a battle. They gave us both our respect. Like they cheered everything. Obviously, it's me and Major have both gone on to do well off it. It was great rapping against like one of my friends, which I didn't think would be great, but like it was really fun because we kind of like we could just have fun with it. Like we're getting deep with it, but not in a way that like either of us would ever have a problem with. It was just a great battle.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
like one I actually go back and watch.
I think so far it's probably my favourite battle of yours as well. Actually, it's just like it's a contender for battle of the day, and it's the first
which
battle.
on that card, like if Solo Knot didn't happen, I think that would be battle of the day.
Yeah,
it was better than the others, but yeah,
completely
Solo Knot just
agree.
kind of blew it out of the water.
Yeah, that was a bit of a masterclass from both of them, really. But I mean, apart from that, like you and Major were fucking incredible in that battle, and it's
debatable as well. Like I've watched it a few times and thought, oh shit, I might not have won this, and then I've watched it other times and been like, nah, I definitely took that.
I think I've watched it 2 or 3 times, to be fair, and I've changed my opinion each time I've watched it. So I completely see what you're saying, but it's one of those battles where whoever wins it, you just can't argue, really. It's just that good.
Yeah. So yeah, it's that one, but me versus Kojay is definitely like my second. Like that was just such a fun battle. Some of the stuff he was saying really cracked me up. Like some of my favourite lines I've had against me. Then I thought my stuff, that's the best stuff I've ever written. I thought it was some of the best I've ever performed. And like it didn't get great reaction, but it got quite a good reaction. Definitely want to try and improve on that going forward.
I'll be honest, like I'm a big fan of yours. Like I remember seeing you like on Don't Flop back in the day, and
yeah,
I would never have predicted you to have become as good as you are now, if that makes sense. And the progression has been really fun to watch. But in the academy, you were a bit of a fan favourite in that sense, and since then, since the new season has started, I feel like you've been extremely slept on. Like the Matter battle, the Briggsy battle, you weren't getting the Lazy battle as well, like massively. Like you weren't getting the reaction that I think you deserved.
I put the blame on myself because it's not a battle I ever wanted to do. I only accepted it because it was Apex, and I've got to just be more forceful when I really don't want to do something, because I'm just like, I'm one of the guys that just like, if I don't want to do a battle, I can't think for it, because all I can think is, it's like I just thought I was going to win anyway. I didn't, because I didn't put the effort in.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I was writing for a different route than it actually ended up being, because originally it was going to be for the pre-party. So I was like, in my head, I'm like, oh, it's going to be a small room. It's going to be like battlers, so you want to kind of be a little bit intricate, be a little bit extra rappy. And then it's just like a big stage. It's like, yeah, these people don't appreciate internals right now. This is not the stage for that.
No, and Lazy really had a breakout performance as well, which didn't help.
It was amazing.
But like I just thought that, you know, you were heavily slept on for a good 3 battles in a row. I don't think the Kojay one.
The Brixie ones though, like, you know, you're battling one of the best in that city, in their own city. Like, it's to be expected. Especially the Matter one, like, it happened just after the DARPA tie scuffle, so it was like the room was really tense. They weren't really, and like my stuff was very aggressive, so like it was kind of too tense for that. Like people just wanted to have a laugh.
Yeah,
I just massively miscalculated.
I forgot that the Matter Battle was in Leeds as well, so I guess it is going to be quite heavily biased in that sense. But yeah, I mean, how do you cope with it though? Like, does it put you off when you're on stage, or are you just tuned to get on with it, kind of thing?
I can't lie. At first, it did put me off, but like I feel like it's worked out. You know what I mean? Like having those losses as soon as I become like a main stage battler, because it's trial by fire. You know what I mean? Like I could just have my ego up and be like, oh, fuck the crowd, but it's not the case. You just have to learn how to adapt and learn how to be better for it and cater for the audience that might not necessarily want to hear you.
Definitely, yeah, I see what you mean. But yeah, in terms of your battles as well, then what's your least favourite battle that you've been involved in?
Some of the dog flop ones in my early career, but I thought this is a bit of a cop out. So probably me versus DARPA.
Okay.
Didn't think it was a very good battle. I wrote like a week of, wasn't really prepared for it at all. If DARPA didn't show, he probably would have beaten me. It's just not a very good battle, to be honest.
I mean, I think maybe that you were both capable of better, but it's not a bad battle by any means. I actually think it's quite good.
Yeah, that's fair. Like I think it's hard for me to watch it because I can see what I could have done different. So I'm focusing on all the flaws. It's like when you record music, you can hear all the notes you didn't hit, but the audience might not have known what you were going for. So they just appreciate what's there.
Yeah, I before the tournament started, you were the two guys that, like, I would have predicted to have made the final kind of thing. So I was quite glad to see you battling each other. But yeah, I don't think it's a bad battle at all.
It's funny because we used to like all prepare together. Like we'd meet up with Tots in town and go over our stuff and try and figure out what it was. And Tots is like, one of his main game plans was like, right, who's going to take out DARPA? Because that's the only person on the other team we really thought had big potential, which he's shown. And I was always like, yeah, I'll take him out just because like I thought that I had a plan for him, but when it came to it, it didn't really work out. And one of the problems I have with DARPA is just he's such a funny guy, and he doesn't show it enough. And I've told him a million times, if he just used humour in his battle versus me, he would have wiped the floor with me. Like, when DARPA wants to be funny, he's absolutely hilarious. And it's also like, it's got that surprise of this aggressive rapper just cracking a joke. Instantly, he breaks all the tension in the room, gets the reaction. And like, as soon as he kind of figures out how to use that to his advantage, he's going to take a big step up.
Definitely, and I think he's stepped up a lot in his recent battle with Sean O'Mac as well. I mean, Sean O'Mac is, for me, I don't remember Sean O'Mac really losing a battle, but the DARPA one is definitely, at least debatable. But for me, DARPA took that, and I think he seems a little bit more focused now, which is good as well. And he was good in the Thai battle as well, I guess. But yeah,
man, it would be good seeing what he does next. Like, I know we've joked about having him versus Yannick would be absolutely hilarious. And if that's the battle that DARPA finally uses, fully goes in on humour, that'll just be something special.
Definitely. Do you know what? On the subject of Yannick, like, I don't know him, don't get me wrong, but just like seeing how he is online, he deserves most of the stick he gets, but he's getting better and better every battle himself. Like, I think DARPA versus Yannick could actually be quite a good matchup.
one that I definitely put forward.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Conman Curve was gonna rip him apart in the Broken Resolutions battle, but I do think Conman beat him. But Yanif surprised me quite a lot. He's definitely getting better and better with every battle, and he's clearly taken a lot of advice on board as well.
Yeah, which is like, that's something that I've always said was me and Major's advantage in the tournament, that we kind of like, we were able, like, too many battlers, they don't really have their corner isn't able to criticize them, and when they do get criticism, they just reject it. Whereas, like, you know, I send all my stuff to Milky, Major, and Tox now. They'll just tear apart my stuff and tell me what's wrong with it, which is what you need. You know, like, that's the number one thing that'll improve you, is actually having the humility to be like, oh, I'm not the best rapper on earth. When people give me advice, I should take it on.
Yeah, definitely.
You know,
and then that's a good panel of people giving you advice as well, I guess.
Yeah, I'm pretty all-rounded. And to be fair, Milky might be my biggest critic, which is a big advantage when you actually have him on board to be like, what do you think about this? Because he'll just tell me when he doesn't like certain shit. And, like, you have to have the respect in your own craft to, when you think something is definitely going to work, just go, oh, piss off, this won't work. But also be like, okay, yeah, maybe this is a bit too self-indulgent. Maybe I'm the only one that's going to like this art.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. And yeah, Milky, on the subject of Milky as well, like, it's a shame that Milky's not going to be battling anymore. I saw he posted something a few weeks ago saying
yeah, it is a real shame. I just wanted him versus Frack. So yeah, it's a shame that isn't going to happen, but
that would have been great. Yeah, and I think Milky, I've only seen Milky live once, unfortunately, which was at the All-Star game, and the All-Star final definitely, the Academy final definitely didn't get the kind of traction on the day that you and Major got. Like, the turnout for it was a bit poor, actually. Like, a lot of people were coming in later and into the event, so they didn't have a big crowd to rap to, and people weren't particularly getting behind either Milky or Visual. But
I think one of the unfortunate things about that is just that Visual hasn't had main stage experience before that time. You know, he'd done Zombie Shack and he'd done the Attic. Like, so he'd done, 20 people and 0 people. Like, if we could have got it, if there was a match day 4, then we could have waxed Visual on that and given him a little bit of an experience with an actual crowd.
Definitely.
But, you know, it's a trial by fire, and the kid, he's got a good head on his shoulders. He's humble, and he's not like said it's all bullshit. He's taking it on, and you can see that in his battle versus Carney. Because, you know, losing the tournament, it's not necessarily the worst thing on earth. I mean, who would you say is more successful, me or Major? It's got to be Major.
I don't know. I mean, Major, who's Major had since now? He's had Terminal and Chiller.
Jones.
I think the question is, though, is would Major have got Chiller Jones in in different circumstances? Like, I think,
I don't know. I'm definitely. Fans seem to gravitate to Major and seem to gravitate to Visual, which is also just having a cleaner record. It looks good.
I think the reason for that, though, is,
to be fair, like, it's not something I can do. I can't get bloody fans behind me. I've tried my best. The bastards just don't like
me. No, I can see what you mean. I think the thing with Major is, though, it's kind of like the fairy tale story in that sense, and because he was a tryout when he started the academy and just blew people away. I think people are more inclined to to push him towards those matchups quicker because he's been battling for a shorter amount of time, if that makes sense. But I mean, in terms of who's been more successful, I wouldn't say Major's been more successful than you. I mean, you've battled Matter. Matter's now Premier Battles champion, and he's one of the original figures of the scene here. And you've been given more plates than Major. Well, I don't know if Major's been offered them and just hasn't taken them or what, but I mean, yeah, I definitely wouldn't think about it that way. But you are deserving of an international as well. I think it's especially after
we'll
the
see
AJ
what happens.
battle.
Like, I know me and Blaine has been talked about at some points, but it's just getting the flights right, because obviously it's down in Botswana. It's hard to figure that one out. And then there's other battles I'd really like to do. I'd really like to battle Loso, to be honest.
Yeah, Loso's fucking really good.
And I guess I've battled one American now, so.
Yeah, that is true. But there's a bit of a left field shout that I quite like the idea of for you, and it's I was saying this to some of the guys the other day, that I can see some form of like UK versus I battle event coming up sometime
I'd love
soon.
to see that. I would absolutely love to see that.
Me too, and I think it just makes the most sense. You know that everyone that you book is going to turn up and perform, and it's I'd really like to, if it does happen, I'd really like to see you versus Louis Valentine on there.
Okay, that's not one I've had suggested to me before, but I'd like, honestly, you could spend all day thinking about that event. Have to headline it with Briggsy versus Lex.
Yeah, 100%. And that would be fucking brilliant as well, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you versus Louis Valentine is something that needs to happen. I think it would be fucking really good.
Like, the good thing about getting the iBattle people over is they might not have as much fan excitement, but so many of them, like, they just love this shit, innit? And they'll just actually put on a show.
Exactly. And you look at, like, the amount of people before Apex that maybe weren't too aware of Red Flag that are now a huge fan of him, and then you've got Real Sick, even the same story from All Star. Like, for me, Real Sick was, in my opinion, him and Maverick was battle of the night. Like, they were both fucking unbelievable.
Maverick was definitely someone else I wanted to battle, but I don't think he's on battling much.
No,
he changes his mind a lot.
Yeah, and I'm hoping he changes it again, because he's another one like him, yourself, and Major are the people that have come through in the last few years that have the potential to be top tier, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think him and Major have they've both got a good handle of keeping your brand strong. Like, just how you do one battle and then just wait it out for the rest of the year, and everyone else will eventually lose. And so many fans just like, if you lose a battle, they're like, oh no, he's lost, you can't give him anything now.
Yeah, it is subjective in that sense, isn't it? I mean, we see that a lot with people like Yunnan and Raptor, and like 1 minute everybody hates them, and then they come back and smash a battle and everybody loves them again. Do you know what I mean? But yeah.
To be fair, I might just have to stay out all year until All Star. Got me one win now.
It's probably not a bad plan, to be fair, but no, I don't. I mean, it's going to be a weird state of affairs now, getting things back together after this lockdown period's over anyway. So I'm sure a lot of events are going to be.
I think probably just do a small room event at first, kind of just get things back to normalcy, get some content.
Yeah.
Like, we already had one in the works.
Yeah, the event that I've noticed I came out of the forums for a while, and like I started a new job in January, so I've not been very active on Twitter and stuff. But I saw Premar putting together an event where I saw, was it Mackenzie versus Podge? Is that right?
I couldn't tell you, to be fair. I think that was one of it. I know they were doing the Anarchy event. I can't remember everything from that. It's like Shocks, Joey.
Yeah, that's it. That's the same. The event I'm thinking of, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that one was going to be in London.
Right. Okay. That makes
I think
sense.
it was Mackenzie, Johnny Darko, actually.
Yes. Yeah. You're right. It is.
Event. And then Frankie Podge was it.
That's it. Yeah, you are right. Actually, yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. But even those three battles there, like even if that's the only three that they've confirmed at the moment, that's a good card. Like,
yeah,
and like for me personally, if I was a battler, I think I'd take your standpoint on things, and I'd just want to be on the cards kind of thing instead of just sitting back and taking one or two battles a year in that sense. But
it's just hard. Like sometimes you kind of like you end up using up all your bars, and you kind of just need a little space out.
Yeah.
I think if I was to do a battle next, I'd want it to either be a big one or a 2-on-2, because it's just like I've been doing so many in a row.
Have you done a 2-on-2 before?
Yeah, me and Yorks had one on Dog Flop versus Evil and Evil's mate. That was quite fun.
I liked Yorks, actually. I think I would have liked to have seen more from him, but
Yorks was sick.
Yeah, he was good on beat as well. Have you heard the tune that him and Milky did?
What the like nostalgia one?
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. That one was pretty fun.
Yeah. I really like that. I like Milky's music actually. He did a track about Berlin, and I lived in Berlin for a while, so I enjoyed his stuff. Like, but yeah. Have you got any like funny stories from events or like behind the scenes stuff that has happened that maybe fans don't normally get to hear about?
Oh mate, I've got plenty, but none that I can actually say.
No,
I was thinking about this, and I just literally couldn't even think of a single story that like was like remotely appropriate. So it's just like, but honestly, it's just like fans come down to events, innit? Because everyone's just very like open with it. Like battlers aren't like, oh, it's a fan, let's not hang out with them. Like after an event, it's just like everyone just has a laugh, innit?
No, definitely.
Like you stick around, as long as you're not like weird. Like people, like everyone's super friendly, and just ends up doing stupid shit.
Yeah, I mean, I've been going to events now for probably about 5 years. I lived abroad for a long time, so I didn't get to make any events for a long time. But like I've always.
I can't imagine like the first event back after this is just going to be absolute madness.
Definitely, and I need to make it whatever happens. But like I always go to events on my own because like I don't. None of my friends are really into battling or even into hip hop or anything, and like my girlfriend absolutely hates it. But I've always gone to events on my own and ended up just meeting so many people and having a good time at every event.
Yeah, you do, man. Like everyone's just very like friendly. Like if I see someone on the road, I'm gonna just say hi, see how they're doing. Like
yeah, that's it. But yeah, it's unfortunately I've still only made 3 Premier Battles events, and only one of them has been in Manchester because getting there from Cardiff, mate, it's either a ball ache or it's expensive. Like I've got
a few mates who make music in Cardiff, and getting down there is just an absolute blag. I usually go on Megabus, and then you got to go through fucking Birmingham.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
Yeah, and then trying to get to Manchester for an event that starts at like midday is virtually impossible. Like, but no, I'm hoping to make it to some more maybe not this year, because I can't imagine there's going to be too many more the way it's going. But
I think like All Star will still happen. I think, not sure about Apex because it'll be like trying to raise that money so quickly. But All Star will definitely still happen this year.
Definitely, yeah. And I know they've got big plans for it as well. And from what I've heard Briggsy say, I just really hope that they manage to get the Shufflo versus Saurus and Ilmac battle booked in finally.
That absolutely needs to happen.
It's the battle on everyone's lips, really, and everybody wants to see that.
There's like, not counting the new guys, but there's very few battles that are still yet to happen that everyone knows needs to happen, and that's one of them.
Definitely. What would you say the others are? I know we've already mentioned like Soul, BA, but what else is there for you?
Shotty Lux, that's one that just needs to happen.
Yeah.
Diz and Bobby Rex. That's what I've always thought was like the apex of like Bobby's style. It just would make so much sense.
See, I'd personally, I'd lean more towards putting Diz against Raptor, and I'd put Bobby against Pat Stay if we're going for like the top tier.
Yeah, I could see either of those. I mean, Pat's like top 3 on earth for me right now. So like Pat, I'd like to see Pat and Shotty do it properly, because I know they battled before, but it was kind of a shit show.
Yeah, same with Shotty Diz, to be fair. I'd like to see that again.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I agree. Like the one battle that I'm desperate to see at some point this year, and you might have seen, because I know you follow me on Twitter, like you might have seen me tweeting it to King of the Dot all the time, but I'm hoping to go to Town Business in Oakland this year if they go ahead with the third one. And the battle that I want to see is Pat Stay versus Ill Will. Like, that is the battle that I want to see.
Okay, that could be interesting.
I think they're two of the funniest guys from over there, man, and they can both switch it up as well. I just think that battle makes so much sense.
Where's Ill Will from? Is he from like... I want to say he's from Michigan.
Yeah, Pontiac, I think it's called. It's like Pontiac. Detroit kind of area, isn't it?
Yeah, Michigan. So you think that might be on like maybe put that on Mass?
Yeah, maybe, but I mean, they seem to be trying to just fill Town Business with massive battles.
Yeah,
I mean, so,
that's like the flagship now.
Yeah, and Mass is normally is it Boston they have Mass?
Yeah, Massachusetts.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, that's the battle I want to see. But I think other like UK based battles that need to happen, I think Soul and Thesaurus still need to see each other as well.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. I've got on my dream card Tony and Madflex.
Yeah, I'm gutted that Madflex is stepping away from battling as well, man. He's.
Oh really? I didn't see that.
Do you know what? I could be wrong then. I think I saw something on the King of the Dot thing that he's stepping away anyway. I don't know if it's permanent or not, but he basically vacated the bots title.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then.
I mean, maybe he just needs some time off, you know. I think it's important sometimes.
I think it's pretty criminal that because King of the Dot did those awards, and I don't think he got mentioned in any of them. And
yeah, that's mental.
For me, he probably was Battler of the Year. I mean, it was either him or A-Ward for me, but yeah, I don't think he's particularly on battling at the moment, but him and Tony would be fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
let's get into that 10 battle dream card anyway. So you got Tony versus Madflex.
Well, because you said dream card, I kind of did it a bit differently. Like, I've not necessarily gone for. I've gone for specific vintages of battlers. So I've gone for Madflex, like now or last year, versus 2014 Tony.
Right. Okay. I see what you mean. No, I like that.
So it's not necessarily. It's just like it's stuff that couldn't happen. Because I feel like if you do dream card, everyone's got the same 10 dream cards, you know what I mean? Everyone's just chucking them up the lists, and then they've got some weird ones in there. Whereas I've thought of, like, if you could just grab them out of a time machine, who would you actually... Because Tony right now, you know, he killed off Sirius, but you want that 2014 Tony who just... He went on a little run, he did, like, Raptor, Youth, Double L.
Yunnan was about around that time as well, wasn't it? Yeah, definitely. I see what you mean. And even with the serious battle, Tony obviously 3-0 all day, but it wasn't the best Tony that we've seen by any means.
And it's whether that Tony can ever come back. So I've gone for the 2014 Tony.
No, I like
next
that.
up, Shufflo Ilmac. Just like I've not gone for a specific vintage of that. Just take any Shufflo and Ilmac.
Yeah.
Maybe if I had to pick like on his 5th birthday, I want to say 2014 that was.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Like the Shufflo, that battle, Dialect and Zen.
Yeah. That's still probably when I've tried to get my friends into battling, that's normally the one that I show them.
I actually show them Shuffle versus Heretic as Shuffle versus Raptor.
Yeah, I can see why.
But Shuffle is the guy that if I want to just get like someone who maybe doesn't even listen to that much hip hop, if I want to get them into battling, it's got to be Shuffle. So accessible, like.
Definitely. The only person that I've ever got heavily into battling is a friend of mine from when I lived in Sweden, and I showed him Shufflo versus C Major and Cracker because it was around the time that got uploaded, and he was like, yeah, these guys are really funny, I like it, but wasn't a massive fan, but watched a couple of other like just suggested videos or whatever, and the battle that got him into battle rap, believe it or not, was Pamphlet versus Frisco.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah, most random battle ever, but it's a great battle.
Everyone's just got a random battle that they absolutely adore, though.
Yeah, I get a lot of stick for mine because mine's Tony D versus Troy Brown.
Hey, I have a lot of love for Troy Brown. That's someone who is pure entertainment.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people hate that.
I went to that event and I just thought it was one of the funniest battles ever because they were just bouncing off each other. But when it got released online, everyone seemed to hate it. It was bizarre.
That was a battle that could have happened on a big stage and also could have happened at afters.
Yeah.
Like at 3 a.m.
Definitely. But no, what's yours that people like? What's your bizarre battle that not many people would mention?
It's a freestyle battle. Chris Lees versus MA.
Do you know what? I don't even know if I've seen that.
Wait, is that still about? It might not be about anymore. They might have been deleted. Was it Chris Lee's MA? It was one of Chris Lee's freestyle battles.
Just seeing if I can find it now.
You know, I can't find it anymore, but there was definitely a Chris Lee's freestyle battle that was like, it was on a handheld camera. It was so much fun. It just had a lot of energy to it.
Yeah, I can't see anything on YouTube at the moment, to be fair, but
it's a shame because a lot of the Dog Flop extra battles, demo battles.
Yeah, of course it was bad, but like, yeah, because even with the Don't Flop Extra channel, it could have even been the demo channel, like the Calcium Kid, and there's a random 2-on-2 from Fourth Birthday, which is like Calcium Kid and Bowski versus, I think it's Mickey Worthless and Uno Labos, which is all freestyle. And
yeah,
it's one of the funniest things they ever uploaded. It's so good. Gutted that channel's gone now, but have you seen that Kruger put some of the stuff on his own like YouTube channel?
Yeah, somewhere they've got wild shit. Like someone's got me and Goods versus Evil, and Evil's mate, whose name I'll never remember.
Right.
So yeah, so like I'm sure like someone's got an archive of it all somewhere.
Yeah, we need to get that all back, man.
I mean, a lot of it probably just doesn't exist anymore, you know.
I can imagine so, yeah. And it wasn't exactly a consistent channel. You just get the odd gem off that channel, though. Do you know what I mean? So even if we could just get some of those back, that'd be great. But
yeah, I got next on my list. I had one sec. Wizard 2015 versus Matter last year.
nice. Yeah, anything with Wizard, to be fair.
Like, I think Wizard would win it cleanly, but I just had to put Wizard in there somehow.
Definitely. No, I completely agree.
That was the Wizard who battled Ogmios, which is one of my all-time favourite battles. I mean, it's a shame that we never got to see Wizard in a big international.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest really was him and Scissors against Math and Cortez, really, I suppose. But
yeah,
Math and Cortez and that just weren't very good.
No, I don't think Americans really got what if the whole deal behind it.
No, they both came with like gripping the 9 like pedophiles bars, which just fucking I hate that shit so much. But yeah, Wizard was, especially that Ogmios battle, just every fucking line was
so
incredible.
Entertaining. And I mean, it doesn't go underrated because everyone knows about it. But like, if you said any of his bars seriously, you wouldn't got any URL audience to react.
Definitely.
Like, Wizard writes a lot better than like half of the big battlers right now.
No, I completely agree. Like, and it annoys me because you see a lot of people slating Wizard as well. I remember when Hulk used to do his podcast, he used to say that he hates Wizard, he finds him corny and stuff, and it's just like,
but that's the joke.
Exactly. Like, how can you not just find it fucking hilarious?
Yeah, so Wizard was one. I have O'Shea 2015 versus Goods 2014.
Yeah, I really want to see that
O'Shea
as well.
Goods is one I always suggest, but
Yeah.
if you had both of them in their prime, well, that might not be prime Goods, but it's a good run of Goods.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
And Goods has an ability to not care about a battle yet still make it entertaining. I know everyone, like, lots of people hate Goods versus Rowan. I just think he found the best way to not care about a battle.
Yeah, I agree. I'm a big Goods fan, actually.
And no one does better promo. Like, the promo for him versus Ava was just fucking hilarious. I still go back and watch those blogs now. That was like, the blogs were really doing well. He did like a whole thing where he turned into a superhero and stuff. It was amazing.
Yeah, I think I do remember. I've not seen it since before the battle, but yeah, I think I remember that.
I got any year whatsoever. All Solo versus Pedro.
I've put that suggestion forward quite a few times, to be fair.
That'd just be hilarious. And I feel like every card, like Dog Flop were very good at this back in the day, just having a fucking mental battle in the middle of the day, just to break shit up. Like, if you're just a pure bars person, you can just, like, go do shit, have a rest. But if you want entertainment and you're kind of sick of having to listen to shit and understand it on 20 different levels, just have a fucking stupid-ass battle that's hilarious. And some clips from it might go viral.
Yeah, the Rob Wilson Big T effect. Yeah.
The mum joke time Umbro side effect.
Yeah, definitely fucking incredible. But
so, yeah, also Pedro is definitely one. And the next one I actually have is kind of similar, but not really. I do actually like both of these, and I still think it would be hilarious. Is an on-beat battle.
Okay.
Bill Collector, P Soldier.
Yes, 100%. That's amazing.
Any year, doesn't really matter which year, but Bill Collector, P Soldier is just be sheer entertainment.
I like that. Bill Collector on beat is fucking amazing, actually.
Amazing. Him versus him on what's it called? What's the on beat channel in America?
Is it Verbal?
Verbal Warfare.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah, he's so good. I'd like to see that, actually. Bill Collector is another, like, in terms of a cappella battles, I'd also like to see Bobby go up against Bill Collector.
That would be sheer entertainment. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one that you could have on beat as well. Bobby's, like, one of the most entertaining on beat. Like, he has that ability to just, like, still connect with the audience and try and elaborate and explain concepts and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, him and Bobby could be one.
Definitely.
Next up, I had 2016 Shocks. I think that's the best Shocks we got. Like,
definitely.
He's obviously been on a bad run recently. Versus 2014 B Magic.
Yeah,
that's the B Magic who battled Conceited, which is probably my favourite battle ever.
Yeah?
Yeah, I always get a weird reaction from that. I remember Watch did it, so like it's kind of become more acceptable to name that battle as like your favourites. But that's one battle I just go back to all the time. I really liked where you are were at that time. That before D Magic fell off, it was the last non-corny thing of who Conceited do.
Yeah.
So yeah, Shocks 2016 versus 2014 B Magic, just pure punchlines.
Yeah, it's just a battle of punches, and it'd be fucking good.
That's one. Had Diz 2011, Prime Diz versus Twerk now.
Yeah, a lot of people do want to see that, don't they?
That's one I'd love to see on Tau Business, to be fair.
I can't see Twerk battling on King of the Dot. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's a shame about it. I guess if they did a Summer Madness in LA, I always thought they were holding back Geechee and Twerk for LA Summer Madness, but to be fair, at this point, you could give Geechee one of the biggest, like, you could give him one of the big three, you know, the Hollow, the Lux, the Mook, and it wouldn't look out of place.
No, I agree. I think...
Or, speaking of Geechee, the next one I have up is both modern day, Geechee Pat.
Yeah, I like that.
That's the last. That's the ultimate heat check for Geechee. Can he get past Pat? Because Pat has an ability to just beat people.
I think Geechee and Pat probably the toss-up between third place for, you know, the top three ever.
I mean, it's debatable at this point. I don't know if they're that far up on my list, but in terms of the modern era, they're both the guys right now for me.
Yeah. No, I think so for me, it's Lux, Mook, and Pat are the top three, but Geechee's he could be there very soon.
If you put that on a world domination,
Yeah.
be absolutely incredible. Or a blackout, to be fair.
Yeah. The reaction that I'd get on a blackout card would be fucking incredible.
Crazy. I'm not sure. It depends where you were on who you put out first.
Yeah.
Because I think if you were in LA, you'd put out Pat first, and then if you were in Canada, you'd put out Geechee first.
See, I'd do it the opposite. I'd put Pat out first in Canada and make people wait a couple of minutes before announcing Geechee, to be honest.
I don't know, because I feel like if you're in Canada, you put out Geechee because everyone's like, holy shit, A, how the fuck did Geechee get across the border? But B, holy shit, it's Geechee. And then you put Pat out, and it's like, holy shit, it's the best on earth versus the best from here.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
But you could do it either way. But yeah, Geechee Pat, that's one of the few right now that, like, name your price on the pay-per-view, I'm watching it.
Definitely. No, I love that battle, actually.
And it's one of the few that could actually happen on any league.
Yeah. I mean, Pat's getting about a lot now, and he's on RBE and URL quite a lot and stuff. So
I think he needs a little stretch out, which is probably what he's doing right now. But you put that towards the end of the year, it'd be beautiful.
Definitely. I've heard that.
I've just got Shotty from last year, because I think this is the best Shotty ever now.
I agree.
I think his time out, he's evolved his style a bit. I think he knows what he does best.
Definitely.
So Shotty now versus 2012 Lux.
Yeah, it's just got to happen, that battle in general, really, isn't it? But
I know a few people who've like Shotty Lux. They don't actually like. They prefer Shotty versus some other people, but I don't think people know who Loaded Lux is. You know what I mean? Like the cultural impact of Loaded Lux.
For me, I was quite. I don't want to offend anyone here, to be honest, but like I was quite underwhelmed when they announced Shotty Tay-Rock, because I think
it was supposed to be Shotty Lux.
Exactly, and when they started marketing it, I think they were under the impression that Shotty Lux was obviously going to be the one, and then for me, like I was saying earlier, URL I'm a bit funny with. There's a lot of people on the URL roster that I'm a big fan of, and I'll watch their battles, but if
Tay-Rock is not one.
Tay-Rock has never been one. I've never understood why he gets, like, people say some people even say he's the best ever. Like, for me, he's nowhere even close to top 10, let alone best ever conversation.
If you gave Tay-Rock, if you let Wizard write a Tay-Rock battle, I wouldn't notice.
Very true.
Like, that's what I was thinking before we were talking about Wizard, and we're like, he writes better than some people. In the back of my head, I'm like, does Wizard write better than Tay-Rock? I kind of think he does.
Yeah. The only time I've ever enjoyed watching Tay-Rock is the gun titles battle, but
I don't know. I think it's his rematch with Charlie, when Charlie was on that great run. Because now you've got people disrespecting Clips, and Clips is an old-timer for me. Like, his style ran out and he became corny, but it doesn't matter. Like, his run was incredible.
See, I agree to an extent. You can't deny what Clips has done, but he's another one for me. I just don't enjoy watching him battle.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I have that feeling with, like, there's a few battlers who I really respect to. They're just not my kind of battler.
I get slated for it a lot, but I have the same opinion about Jem.
That's fair. I have the same opinion about Kruger.
Really?
Which I think, I get, this is the conversation that always happens. I get he's an all-time UK great. He's a UK Mount Rushmore guy. Just not the kind of battler I love watching at.
Fair enough. I can understand it, especially like you said, you lean more towards like the URL battlers and things like that, and Kruger
Performance is a huge factor, I think.
Yeah, no, I can understand that. For me, Gem, like I think there's no question that Gem's top 3 in the country, but
yeah,
like the Gem Shocks battle, I always use as my example. Like Gem beat Shocks 3-0, no question, completely broke him down, but it bored the life out of me.
Jim, sometimes he suffers from a bit of John syndrome in that he does everything brilliantly, and it's hard to tell what he's best at and necessarily what makes him stand out, because he's just doing all the fundamentals just spot on.
Yeah.
Like him versus John would be amazing.
Yeah, it would actually. Yeah.
I mean, he could have just done his rounds versus Shocks or John and they still would have worked.
Yeah, I remember back in the day where Gem was starting to really take off, and everybody was suggesting Gem versus Chess, because Chess had a similar rise at that kind of time. But for me, like Chess, performance-wise, just rips him apart, I think.
Yeah, that's the last level up for Gem to do, but I think one of Gem's strengths is how cool he is on stage and how he's not really going to be super animated, and maybe that doesn't always come across.
Yeah.
But Gem, you couldn't imagine Gem doing all this hand-waving shit. That's just not who he is.
No, you're right.
I was looking at the verse tracker like all-time list the other day. Chess is really far up in terms of views.
Is he? Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, wait, he's like 24th all-time US.
That's
really high for me.
Definitely. Is he higher than Saurus then?
He is 2 higher than Saurus.
Fucking hell.
It's the Saurus dumbfounded Chess.
Shit.
I guess like the last battle did do a lot.
Yeah.
Like nearly 2 mil views in the Lux Solo versus K-Rock and Chess, but still like he's got multiple million view battles.
Yeah, that's
him and K-Rock has got 3 mil.
I'm just looking at it now, like fucking.
Yeah, him versus App has 1 mil.
Jesus. I'm really surprised at how.
Nearly has 1 mil. That is crazy. Chess might be bigger than I thought he was.
Yeah, he's definitely like very popular over there.
Yeah.
I'm surprised at how high T-Top is.
T-Top won the UFF when it was still on TV. I missed the UFF. The UFF was amazing back in the day.
Yeah, true. I always forget about that.
I'm hoping Ultimate Magnus can kind of re-strike that up, but I think the problem with Ultimate Magnus is they've put what I would consider the final, the first round. Jay the Nightwing versus Real Sick.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely mental for me, like.
Yeah, the 3 people. I only looked at that really briefly, actually, but the 3 people that I can see going all the way is the winner of that battle, and the only other person I think has the ability to go all the way is Kid Chaos.
I don't know. Have you seen Bad News?
I've seen some of his bullpen stuff.
He battled Tay-Rock and he absolutely smashed that.
Yeah, that's true.
Is Swamp in that tournament? If Swamp's in that tournament, he could have a chance.
I don't know. I can't remember, actually.
I'm gonna get it up now. But yeah, like if that actually goes ahead, that'll be really good. I need to watch more Kid Chaos. I can't say I'm super on him.
I think he's gonna be the real deal.
Oh yeah, they've got Bad News versus Ace Armin in the first round. Ace Armin's someone he can go very far.
I really like him, but he's a bit hit and miss, isn't he?
Is he? Oh wait, Goonies have dissolved now anyway. But he was. I think he was with them, and they were all like, they had a run as like the best group in battle rap, but they kind of suffered from the fact that once you were a Goonie, you kind of all dissolved into the same style.
I never really knew who was in the Goonies apart from Twerk and Drugs, to be honest. I never paid attention to any of the like battle rap crews. I think it's cringy.
Glue Easy was in there. Glue Easy's one of my favourites. That's someone I'd love to see over here.
Mate, I'm a huge fan.
Easy, actually.
That'd be incredible. I'm such a big fan of him. Again, for me, he fucking ripped Tay-Rock apart.
Yeah.
And people are still calling it as if a lot of people are saying Tay-Rock won. There's not a chance.
I'd like to see Glue Easy and Scoop. Scoop's someone else I'd love to battle, but I think everyone's putting forward him versus Major.
Yeah, you both make sense, but
I think that my strategy going forward in battles is just to every one a battle. I want to know how I'm going to approach it before I go into it.
Yeah.
I'm like villain. I know exactly what my game plan would be for that. Scoop, I think others have already shown the game plan for Scoop. Like I thought Scoop beat Bobby, but Bobby showed how to beat him. It's just he didn't put 100% commitment to it.
Yeah, that was a good battle.
The thing about Scoop versus Bobby is like Scoop was great, but Bobby was doing all right on very, very minimal effort.
Yeah. Yeah, I was at that event actually. That was a really fucking good battle. It was better than I expected it to be.
Yeah.
I think Scoop won though. Scoop won pretty clearly for me.
Yeah, that's who I have winning. But I think if Bobby had put more effort into it, he would have taken it quite cleanly.
Yeah. Yeah, I really want to see Real Sick win that tournament just because I've become a really big fan of it.
I'm a huge fan of him, and he does everything right, you know.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't have to come over here and perform the way he did, but he obviously saw the benefit in that.
Definitely. Yeah, on the Glue Easy subject, sorry, actually, I still would really like to see Glue Easy versus Big K. I think that'd be fucking really good.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. You know, that's another battle that went viral. I had, like, people who don't listen to rap whatsoever sending me Big K, Addy Boom, because they'd seen that and that had gone viral.
Yeah. Mate, Ardy Boom cannot come back from that.
It's over for him. The thing is, he'll still get checks from small leagues.
Yeah, I imagine
and,
so.
Like, he'll do that run for a little while until he finds something else to do.
Yeah, but that's like Jefferson Price caustic level.
Oh, it might be worse. Because all Caustic did was cheat on his fiancée, which don't get me wrong, that's a morally bad thing to do, but I reckon about 50% of battlers have done that.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, fair point.
You just didn't get caught. Like, Addy's like, that's over, innit?
Yeah, 100%. I'm a fucking Big K fan as well.
Specifically requests it. But even if they do specifically request him, Addy, don't take that battle because you've got something planned.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, I think Big K versus Glue Easy might end up being on King of the Dot this year.
I could see that. I'd love to see that.
I saw something that King of the Dot are planning to do an event in Philadelphia, I think it was, and that'd be like close to both of them because they're both from like the East
I'm trying to think
Coast.
who else is a Philly guy. I know Bill Collector.
Yeah, Roan is.
Bill Collector fat on that would be amazing.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so.
I know Roan's from Philly, isn't he?
Yeah.
Enes, I think.
I'm a huge basketball fan and I'm a Sixers fan, so I just know who's from Philly based on that.
Ah, fair. Do you watch a lot of basketball then?
Yeah, it's like my main sport. So like, when I finally get a chance to actually go over to America, which is something I do want to do at some point, it's actually something me and Milky talked about doing before he stepped away from battling. We were all going to go over and do, like me, him, and Major go over and do like an iBattle or a Ground Zero King of the Dot, just all go together and do it.
Nice.
But yeah, when I finally do get that done, it would be like there'll just be a whole round of basketball balls saving up.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm not. I don't really follow it, to be honest. I really like it, but it's like I'll kind of watch. I'll watch highlight videos every now and again, but
yeah.
I'm. No, I always don't ask me why, because I have no idea. It's probably just because I like the name, but I always followed the Timberwolves, and then, I watched it for a few years when I was like in high school.
Old English is actually a Timberwolves fan. That's someone who I've always wanted to battle. Don't mind me who I battled. Fair if he's on it. I could see how I'd been that.
I liked Old English back in the day. Like when he first started, I thought he was going to be really good, but then him and Villain just seemed to lose the love for it at about the same time, and they were just choking in every battle pretty much.
Yeah. One battle I really want to see is actually Old English Bizzo.
Yeah, I like Bizzo, man. I thought he was good.
Me versus Bizzo was one of my favourite battles I've ever done.
Yeah.
It's a shame that one's lost to the ages, because that was like my third or fourth battle, but it was actually really good.
Is that gone, is it?
It was also funny. Yeah, because it was on Top Extra.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah, I never actually made the main Dogslap channel.
I thought that battle would have been on the main channel, but
No, I think there were a few chokes from Bizzo. But that one was funny because like at the time I was still living in Accrington. He was from Preston, so we both just travelled down to London from Lancashire to battle.
Right, is that where you're from originally then?
Yeah. I've lived in Manny last few years, but I am from a tiny little town called Accrington.
I thought you were from Blackburn. I don't know where I got that from.
I was born there, and I think battlers just, if you're from somewhere and there's another town within a 15-mile radius that I can make a bar about, you're from that town instead.
Has someone said that to you before? Because that might be where I got it from then.
Yeah, I think so.
Right, there we go. Nice, but yeah, I mean, I think I said to you the other day, I've not really checked out much of your music until recently, but like it seems from an outsider looking in, it seems like your music's kind of starting to take off. Like you supported Shotty in Manchester not long ago, didn't you?
Yeah, I was going to do the Nottingham Day as well on the tour, but obviously that's been postponed.
Yeah, the Dublin
doing it
one's
again
been postponed
when
as
it
well,
all
I think.
comes back. But yeah, no, it's going quite well. Like,
No,
I mean, like this time I've got loads of time to actually make a bunch of music, so I've just been sending out tracks, trying to get different battlers and people involved in battling on features and stuff.
Nice. Yeah, one thing that I want to do with the podcast as well as interviews is like put more time into looking at battlers' music, because I think it gets overshadowed a lot, and like I just want to like try and put that out there to people a bit more. But
yeah, I think one of the surprising things is just how many people involved in battle rap really don't care about hip hop. So it's hard for people to push their music, and if they do care about hip hop, it's usually like you know, your Joyner Lucases, your Logics, like that kind of style. It's not really any of the stuff I'm making necessarily.
Yeah, no, it's like I'm into a lot of different music, but mainly like hip hop, and like if I'm being fussy, I would say like my main music is like boom bap hip hop, but I'm not like against any other kind of hip hop either. I'll listen to pretty much anything, and but like when you sent the snippet over for your new track, like I really like the sound of it, man, and I've followed you on SoundCloud now, so I'll get round to listening to your music and start. I want to start doing like reviews of music.
Over this time.
Yeah, nice. Have you got like access to recording equipment and stuff at home?
Yeah, I've got my own home equipment. That's where I record everything, so it really hasn't changed much. To be fair, it's just been trying to record with the impending sense of doom.
Yeah. You said earlier you've got like friends in Cardiff in like relating to music. Who is it that you know down here?
You ever heard of a guy called King Khan? Kind of does like the same kind of music as me.
No, I'm not sure I have.
He's really dope. I think he's moved to Bristol now, actually, but he's originally from Cardiff, and I've played shows with him.
Okay.
I actually was, because it's funny, when Me vs. Major came out, I was on the fucking megabus to go down to Cardiff, and I'm like trying to promote all this, trying to really push this battle, trying to make like little trailer clips and stuff, just on my shitty broken iPhone on a fucking megabus Wi-Fi.
Nice. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, I'm not actually from Cardiff anyway, so I don't really have many connections here. Like, but I'm trying to get a bit more involved in like the local hip hop scene, which there isn't a big one, to be fair. It's rare that there's events here in the 3 years.
I think it's just knowing the right people.
Yeah, definitely. I got chatting to Luke RV, who's been quite big in the battle rap forums.
Yeah,
like, actually, but
he's dope.
He's really good, but there's not really a place for hip hop gigs in that sense. Like, I've lived here 4 years now, and the only people I've seen live here are Skinny Man in a venue, like in a pub in front of about 50 people. R.A. the Rugged Man and Loki, and I think that's it. What's the gig like hip hop scene like in Manchester? Is there like a lot of gig opportunities?
You gotta look for it, but there's so much talent in the city right now. I was saying to Brucey, we need to just do an Orchid Day Fest at some point, because there's so few people like in around that city, and just in general, like so talented right now.
It's always been a big city in the UK in that sense. Like, when I was growing up, like when I was in high school, like I was really into grime music, and like the main artists that I was like, when I say I was into it, obviously I was like year 8 and 9, so I'm just finding whatever I can on YouTube. But like Blizzard and Shifty and like all these people were like, Shifty and Blizzard were two of my favourites, and like the scene just seemed very overshadowed in terms of like everyone just knew about the London artists, but at the same time what they had going on was like the kind of like the underground scene, I guess. And it was like Manchester's always been big in terms of hip hop or grime music in that sense, like, and in recent years, like H is from Manchester, isn't he?
Like, he's made his own way, kind of done his own thing.
He doesn't sound like he's from Manchester, and like I'm not a
he does. He's
fan,
just
but
very much the North Manchester accent. He's like, for me, he's like proper man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's like Mank has very big differences in accents.
Yeah, the Manc accent to me is like, you know, shoddy. Briggsy kind of accent, but
Yeah, to be fair, I don't know. It's just an amalgam, really, isn't it? Because like you got certain parts of Manchester where like they've got Scouse vernacular.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah, but like,
But I've only lived here a few years, so I reckon if I say anything else about it, I'll get them all on my back.
true. Yeah.
They always get annoyed when anyone suggests me for a London versus Manchester event.
Wow.
So funny.
I mean, in that sense, who is there that is involved in the Manchester scene that's actually from Manchester? Like, I know Shotty, Briggsy, Major.
Shotty, Briggsy, Bobby, Raptor, Yanis. Jay is actually from Salford, so Jay Short you could have on a London versus Manchester.
Oh, okay. I thought
He's
Jay
lived in
Short was from
Birmingham for
Burnley.
years, but he is actually. He's born in Manny and he grew up there.
He sounds more like Burnley kind of area, though, doesn't he?
Yeah. I think he's been in Burnley since like college.
Right. Okay.
Like the entire time I've known him, he's been at Burnley. Yeah, I mean, we need to do another North versus South event. Though a lot of cards have just de facto turned into North versus South.
Yeah, I agree. Just so that we can, like, more than anything, so that we can finally see O'Shea versus Yunnan, to be honest. But
that'd be amazing.
That is just a style clash, the best style clash ever.
Someone I've always wanted to battle. I don't know. I feel like I'd be ready for it, but I know a lot of people put me in a tier lower than I think I am. But I'd love to battle Mystery.
Yeah, he doesn't battle enough either.
No, I think there was word of him wanting to come back. Exclusive things I shouldn't be saying. But yeah.
No, I'd like to see that though, but he's like, I don't know if he's ever battled outside of London, has he?
Yeah, I know this weirdly. He battled where I want to say reset.
Who's he battled? He's battled Chiller.
During the tournament. I swear he battled outside of London because during the tournament it's like Koji Bizzo in like Leeds or something.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah, that's the most active he's ever been.
Crazy. I think that was just on a random street in Leeds or something.
Right.
Yeah, it was. It was his 5th birthday weekend. It was just on a random street. There you go. That was a deep memory in my brain.
It's a good memory, man. Fair dues. But yeah, you and Mr. E would be a good battle, actually. I always forget about him just because he's not
after
active.
After me and Lazy, I don't know if I can be arsed looking up for a whole battle again.
That's oh wow. I was gonna say that's fair, but to be fair, I'm 6'7", so I don't have that problem either. But
fucking hell, man! I think that's how tall Lazy is as well.
Yeah, I think
he could start a battle rap super group.
I stood close to him at 0-3. I think he's slightly taller than me, to be fair to him, but there's not a lot in it.
Yeah, it was a weird transition going from me versus Briggsy to me versus Lazy.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I think that's like the biggest gap you can have unless frequent thought gets involved.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that guy. Yeah, he was in that tournament with Mr. E as well, wasn't he?
I think he battled Mr. E, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah. I'm
just going to put this on mute so I can see the height difference. Anyone listening right now who's not seeing this battle, this is, oh my god, I've never seen a height difference like this battle. Jesus Christ. Even
though, if I remember rightly, the thumbnail to the battle pretty much sums it up.
Yeah. That's like one of those battles that, like, you can tell, like, Er's a cheeky guy sometimes. You can tell he just does battles for just a certain reason for his own amusement.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess you kind of, when you were putting on as many events as Don't Flop were, you kind of have to do that as well.
Definitely.
Yeah, in terms of your music then, so like, who have you gigged with anybody like anybody that you'd say was big, or like what's the best bookings
No,
that
not
you've had?
really. To be fair, I've only just started really doing that many shows because it's been a while trying to get the style of the branding and everything. Like I was going under Dead Boy last year, but I talked to a few people and it was just that in terms of search algorithms, that name, it's hard to type a fucking yen sound in. And then when you type it, it's just bold. There was a few other people coming up. So it was a while to getting the brand together.
Yeah, there's quite a big like house DJ called Dead Boy as well. So I remember trying to search for your music on Spotify before and just not really having much luck.
Yeah, so I changed the name now to //Dead, and it was because like there's no one else called that.
Yeah.
So now it's like getting together the music that I'm like super proud of. Then next step will be doing more gigs, but I'm fucking terrible at networking, so figuring out how to get my name out there in that sense.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I tried to kind of promote this a bit more. Like I was going to start this before Christmas and I was trying to get it out there to people, and then I just got sick of being on Twitter and stopped bothering for a few months. But luckily with the lockdown thing, I just didn't really have much else to do, so I thought why not. But it just gets boring, doesn't it?
Exactly.
But yeah, like in terms of either battles or music, like do you have any sort of inspirations while you're writing? Like with battles, do you write to a beat or anything like that, or?
No, usually with battles, I have like the same 3 battles that I always watch before I try and write. It's usually B Magic, Conceited. I always try and watch the Saurus Fresco.
Yeah, great battle.
That's what I watch. And then I'll usually watch like whoever's the most popping at the time, just to like try and get back into like what's hitting at that point.
Nice.
So like I don't ever write to a beat or anything, but it's kind of like because I don't watch that many battles. I had the URL app for a while, but it's just the functionality of it wasn't great.
No. Have you been keeping up with the iBattle stuff, like the online battles thing?
You know, I've got the app, but I haven't really done that much with it. So
it's the app in terms of functionality. It's so much better than the URL app, and like
can you cast it to like a laptop?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I've got like a little Apple TV box, so I just put it on the telly through that. But
see.
But like they've done a quarantine tournament type thing.
Yeah, I've seen little clips from that. The boy Frankie's smashing it.
Yeah, and Nugget is now in the semi-final.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's
I
him.
gotta check that out then.
Him versus a guy called Rebuttal who's looked really good.
Yeah.
And the other semi-final is Marv 1 versus a guy called, I think he's called Mr. Biscuits, who has knocked out Kinal, I think.
Oh really?
Yeah, but they're also.
So.
Yeah, I'd say so. Kinal was good, but this Mr. Biscuit guy he was really strong actually. But they're also uploading like a lot of just random battles, and the other day they put Red Flag versus Danny Myers up.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. That's something I have to watch. Red Flag's absolutely amazing. That's someone I'd love to battle. I know people are suggesting him versus Jay, but if there was the chance, I'd definitely like to jump in on that one.
Yeah, I can see. I know he wants to do a 2-on-2 with Kinal as well. So you and Jay versus those two would be pretty good.
That would be hilarious.
I'm a huge fan of Kinal as well, man. I think he doesn't get anywhere near the props that he deserves at times. Like
for me, he was UK Battler of the Year last year.
100%. Like he's there was a
The
point
work
where
rate,
he was,
absolutely insane. Consistency.
yeah, he was battling like every 3 weeks at one point. I think it was fucking crazy, but yeah, I think. Do you know what? Now I think about it, I think that 2-on-2 would be really fucking good.
I wanted to do a 2-on-2 with Major as well, but it's just getting the right timing and everything.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of both Major and Jay Short, so whoever you do team up with, I've got good faith it'll be a good battle kind of thing. But are Prem still planning to do like a 2-on-2 tournament, or I know that maybe it was just an event.
That was the plan for the year, and I know that Amity was supposed to have more 2-on-2s on it.
Right.
But it's just getting the teams together. Like, I don't think people are as excited about it as they really should be, because for me it's like half the writing, same amount of reward.
Yeah, no, true.
So yeah, I think everything's in the air now, and it's especially hard to write for one, because it's like you can't hang out and practice, can you?
No, it is difficult, especially like it worked. I think back in the day, because a lot of the teams were, like Eddie P and Frisco, for example. Like I'm pretty sure they like lived together or something, didn't they? And like Wizard and Scissors live close to each other, and Shuffle and Marlowe, and like you have to have that kind of close balance, I guess, to make it work. But yeah, it's I hope they do bring it back, because 2-on-2 battles are, for me, I think they always it's hard to not enjoy them. They always work, because I think maybe it's because you only have to write half the amount of material. It always brings out the best in people. But yeah, I'd like to see that event, and again, I'd like to see you team up with either Jay or Major anyway. But
I think that's something that was, I don't know, it's kind of been a dynamic missing. Like, I've always loved tournaments. That's always like been like my lens through battle rap. Like, I was supposed to, because when I first started on Don't Flop, I actually was on a little bit of a run. Like, I beat Amity, I beat Bizarre, and then I was supposed to battle JB, but that kind of got cancelled. And like, I really wanted to end up in one of the tournaments, because I knew that would be a motivator for me.
Yeah.
So if they do a 2-on-2 tournament, just tournaments are so good at getting people invested.
Definitely, yeah. And I mean,
like, if they ended up doing a tournament for the title shot, that'd be amazing.
I think so as well. Who do you think will take the title shot with Matter and Yunnan?
Yunnan probably. Got more to prove. I think Matter's been coasting a little.
I think
but also, Matter has so much to clown with Yunnan.
Yeah.
But then again, with Yunnan, it's like water off a duck's back. Everyone says the same stuff to him.
It's true. Yeah, but then again, like Matter's very good at bringing up the same angle, but in a very different way. Like,
True.
I don't know if you'd have seen it, but there was a Don't Flop event in Cardiff in the summer where Matter battled Shaugi Bear, her name is, if you're aware of her.
Yeah.
And like he treated the battle exactly how most people do when they're battling a female battler for the first time, but with a big twist. Like he focused more on like how he was the feminist of the two, kind of thing, and it was really funny.
That's interesting.
But it was
that's what I like though. I like thinking out of the box. It's kind of what I tried to do versus Koj, because I thought everyone said the flat earth stuff to him, but I wanted to frame it in a different way, which wasn't necessarily you're an idiot for thinking world's flat, or you're an idiot and the world being flat is a symptom of that.
Yeah, no, the Koj battle was really fucking strong in that sense. But I agree with Yunnan. I think Yunnan will take it, but to be honest,
especially after he's lost the Dark Slot title, you'd say he's probably got a lot to prove.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you seen the Crafty battle yet? I don't know if it's out yet, actually.
I haven't seen it.
No, I went to the event and was expecting. I'm a big Crafty fan, actually. I think he is underrated, but I thought Yunnan would just kind of outclass him. But
yeah,
Crafty is like he's going to be a problem from now on. Like he really leveled up against Yunnan. Yunnan choked a bit, but I feel like even if Yunnan got everything off with the material that he got out, I think Crafty still would have beat him.
I remember the start of last year, I was really interested in battling him, but then I kind of like dug a bit more, and I was like, oh, he's actually a lot better than I thought he was. I think he gets a bad rap because sometimes you can get a bit too invested in everything.
Yeah, I see what you mean, and he's. I think it would have been a good look for Premier Battles to have had him on, because I know he was going to be on whatever the team was called that was cancelled, but him and Canal, I mean, I think they could have. I understand why they cut a few leagues out, but with the way the season went, I think they could have actually done with having quite a few more teams involved, actually.
It was always a risk doing the team format, and you can point out what went wrong with it, and it definitely, I don't think it helped my year particularly well, but when things aren't going well, you got to try something new, and we've learned a lot from it, like the values, branding in terms of loyalty and battle rap.
Definitely, and I still think it's a great concept.
Yeah, people call battle rap groups corny, but if there were a bit more of them, it would be great for the branding and inspiring people to get a bit more invested. Like if we had two big battle rap groups that we could just base an event around.
The only Prem event that I went to in Manchester was Match Day 1 in the first season. And
that was absolutely perfect event.
I've never seen a reaction like that especially for a brand's first ever event. Do you know what I mean? It was, as soon as everyone started walking out on stage, it just went fucking mental.
Yeah.
But it's a shame that the concept has kind of gone with the team thing, because I did really like it, but I suppose it
led to too many matchup nightmares. Like, I never wanted to battle Matter, but Zen couldn't do it, and then Darker had already battled, so it was like there wasn't really anyone else on that team to battle. Yeah. And then I did want to battle Briggsy, but already battled Major. Me versus Jay wouldn't make sense, and Maverick wasn't. I think he just didn't want to do the battle, which is a shame, because at that time it made a lot of sense. Yeah. So I ended up battling Matter and Briggsy. They both didn't want to battle. Lazy never wanted to battle, but no one else on his team would do it. So, it leads to unfortunate matchups sometimes. Maybe we can keep the teams but make it less official in terms of a leaderboard, but still have those groups going.
Yeah, and I think it was perfect for the first season. I think the second season was heavily impacted by the amount of people that dropped out after the first year. Losing, Soul wasn't really involved in the second year. Dialect dropped out. P Soldier dropped out. Tally dropped out. Rivers dropped out. And was Chris Lease involved in the second season? I don't think he was he?
Yeah, he battled Rivers for the title.
Right, but that was the only battle they both did,
Rivers
wasn't it?
Won, yeah.
I still kind of feel like the Chris Lease should have got that automatically when Rivers gave it up, to be honest. But
it was just, there's no precedent for it, so it was kind of just people trying to figure out what to do. Because the annoying thing is when you make it very sports sports-based. Everyone thinks that you have to do things in the most official possible way, but it's a subjective sport, and the most official possible way isn't necessarily always the best way, you know. Like, in terms of the leaderboard, like, I'm 16th on the leaderboard, but to me, you know, beating the battler of the year from the first season and losing battles against all-time greats makes you better than, you know, just railroading a bunch of academy guys.
Yeah, no, I do
also
agree. But, like, let's say Apex and All-Star aside, like, what do you think was the best battle of season 2?
That's a tough one. I remember liking Terminal Major.
Yeah.
Acre battle Hades. That was a good battle.
Yeah, I think that's it for me.
Me and Briggsy was honestly a great battle, but kind of didn't. I don't know, the audience that day, because it was the Sharks Pride thing. It became such a thing that no one on Pride could get a reaction the entire day.
Yeah.
Like, Tox versus Bobby is the weirdest crowd I've ever seen, and it kind of spilt into me versus Briggsy.
Yeah, I can see that, and like, Tox Bobby was a weird battle. Like, even I wasn't there. Even watching the battle on YouTube is strange, but like, for me, like, the card in general was a little bit weird. Like, I know they had like a bit of a disagreement or whatever, but D-Mac versus Jay Short is a strange battle to me. Like,
yeah, it's just best forgotten, to be honest.
Definitely, and Jay Short
showed out.
It was only was it the one round that he ended up getting off, and it was.
Yeah, and then it all fell apart in D-Mac's second.
Yeah, but Jay Short's round was really fucking good, but like,
yeah, it absolutely smashed it.
The battle just didn't really. If I'm honest, D-Mac, like, I do like D-Mac as a battler, but like, I like his Gab battles recently. I think he looks like he's really promising, but I just don't feel like he fitted the Premier Battles format. Like, he's in.
It definitely seems like he's more fit, but it's all up to the decision makers, really, because there's been, you know, stuff like that, and then other stuff that's gone on. It's up to them whether they really want to have him out.
Yeah, but yeah.
Let's take a little 5-minute break. I just need to get something sorted.
Yeah, of course, man. I was going to wrap it up soon anyway. We've actually been going for 2 hours now.
Right,
so,
fair enough.
But,
do you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, let's do it. I've got 3 really quick fire questions at the end, but if you could pick one holiday destination in the world, where would you go?
Holiday?
Like, anywhere in the world.
I've been on holiday since I was like 15, I don't know.
Have you not? Fair one.
I guess probably Peru. It looks nice.
Yeah, fair one. Like it.
Cuba actually.
Yeah, Cuba looks fucking awesome. But what's your? Well, you pretty much already answered this, I think. But what's your favourite sports team?
Accrington Stanley.
Ah, okay, fair one. I thought you were going to go with the Phillies, but
the Sixers are second, but got to rep the hometown, Accrington Stanley.
Fair. No.
League One, league's getting cancelled, so another year without getting relegated. Beautiful times.
Fair. No, I like it. But I think you're the only Accrington Stanley fan I know as well. But final one then. So, what is the best snack in your opinion?
Snack? Oh man, that's a tough one. If we're talking chocolate bars, weird shout, but I love a picnic bar.
Do you know what? I've never had one.
It's got everything you need, mate. It's got nuts, it's got fruit, it's got caramel, it's got wafer, it's got everything.
I'm going to have to give it a go.
or chocolate raisins. I love a bit of chocolate raisin.
We're only 3 episodes in, but I think that's going to be one of the weirdest shouts, man. Chocolate raisins are hanging.
You don't love chocolate raisin?
Absolutely not. No. Come on.
Mate, it's like the best thing on earth when you eat a chocolate raisin, then you realise it's got 2 in it instead of 1. It's amazing.
Fair. Well, I'll give it you, but no, I'm not agreeing with that one, I'm afraid. But no, mate, it's been really good to have you on anyway. Thank you very much for taking the time to do it.
Man.
But, hopefully,
with launching it, we always need more content, get people involved.
Yeah, exactly, and I'm hoping, like, only through the lockdown period, but I'm hoping to have an episode up every day. So I'll be editing this one quickly tonight. I don't really do a lot to them. I just kind of chop the intro up and then put them on the channel. So this should be up tomorrow, but I'll send the link over as soon as it's up. But thanks for coming on, mate, and hope you stay safe during this weird time.
I'll be right. I think I've already had it, to be fair.
I thought I had as well, to be fair, but
it's hard because you can never tell when you have it and when you're just anxious.
yeah, I know what you mean, but it's
the other day, because I've been working out at home, the other day I like smashed my workout and I was like, I've done really well there, and then I googled it and ab pain was a symptom, and I was like, I can't tell if I'm in shape or dying.
Googling any form of symptom is the worst thing you can do, really, though, isn't it? As soon as you Google
it's literally like, if your eyes are blue, you are already dead.
Yeah, it's not advised, but yeah. Anyway, man, I'll let you get on with it, but thank you very much for coming on, man, and I'll hopefully have you on sometime again in the future.
Yeah, well, you'll have to start doing like face-offs and stuff when things kick off again.
I would like to, yeah. It's something that I'm planning to do. I want to do like some event recaps and like music news, and then once everything picks up again, I want to start doing like a weekly news feed kind of thing as well.
Yeah, that's something that we need, like a little roundup, so people can actually like just a little 10-minute thing, just be like, okay, what's worth watching?
Yeah, I'm also gonna do like a bi-weekly episode, well, like a bi-weekly show on underviewed battles and try and get them a bit more shine as well. So yeah, there's quite a lot in the pipeline at the moment, but yeah, we'll definitely look to get you on again in the future, man.
No worries. Cheers, man.
No worries, mate. Have a good night, mate.
You too, mate.